Good morning, Italy. Now, the one thing we were trying to avoid on this road trip is rain, but as you guys can see, we got hit with some rain, and this morning we made a last-minute choice to drive over to Monaco. Now, with this car being the YSAC package and having the cage in the back, it kind of ruins the whole daily driver aspect of it because you can't put anything back there. But thankfully, my backpack squeezes in between the bars. Yeah, we should be good. All right, we got all of the cars warming up. We got Anil with us today. We're gonna do a little bit of filming. Let's get a cold start. Oh, I love this car so much. And here's our official goodbye to Italy. It looks like a little gumball rally with all of these supers. I so see the want to do the gumball rally though. Traveling through different countries in these cars, words can't really describe how crazy feeling it is. And of course already we lost the group. There is a train coming. My first train I'm gonna see on this whole Europe trip. Right in front of us. Hopefully it's not a long train. Well, I just missed it. That was the shortest train ever, and we've been sitting here forever. We found them. I guess we weren't really that far behind them. They're going so slow though. And of course, our first stop of today's video is at a gas station. We gotta top these cars up. We're trying to just fly over to Monaco. No stops really, and just enjoy the scenery as we're driving. But let's go ahead, top off these cars, grab some energy, something, maybe a little snack for the road.
No energy for you?
No energy for me, I don't do good with Red Bulls. But if they have another form of caffeine, I'll happily take it. I mean, it looks like just a very nice grocery store, yet alone it's just a convenience store. Let's grab ourselves a nice drink. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen.
Wie geht es dir?
Si. What was the second word you said?
How are you?
How are you? Good. Are you tired? You ready?
I'm
6 hour
tired,
drive.
but I'm also ready.
But you're also passenger princess, aren't you?
I'm passenger princess, as always.
So he's gonna probably the most gorgeous tunnel entrance we've had on this trip. And here we go. I believe this is a full highway. A lot of their highways here, you have to pay a road tax. So if you want to hit the highway, you have to pay a fee essentially to be able to drive on the highway. So here we go. This should be the highway that's going to take us out of this country here. Now, since we're in Germany, we have Apple CarPlay in the 3RS. I think the only car here that has Apple CarPlay. I want to hear some German rap or some German music. I can probably only show you guys like 2 seconds before I get demonetized. Thank you. We were about 20 minutes behind with my wrong turn, but just taking a look, we are now 20 minutes ahead of them because they stopped for fuel and did not tell us. So now we're about 20 minutes ahead of them. We might pull off and fill up as well because the V12s suck their gas. We're a little under half a tank right now, but we need to stop for fuel and we should be able to meet up with them again. But I still think we might have a lead on them because they're filling up 4 cars. We're just filling up 1. Now, Dustin Wolf this morning was talking some smack saying last one to Monaco, or first one to Monaco wins, right? Now, we had a 25-minute detour. Now we are 30 minutes in front. We could not wait for them, fill up really quick and meet them there, or we can play nice and wait for them and cruise all together, which is probably the cooler thing to do because seeing all of these cars together is a little bit cooler than just one. And we caught up to them. You guys can't see right now because it's BMWs in the front. Ah, there we go. There's the STO. We've been separated for about 2 hours now, and we're back with each other, which is awesome. Yeah, we were behind in front, now we're behind them ironically, but we have 305 kilometers left. Let's shutter on down. This hotel parking lot is pretty tight. I think we got all the cars in here, which honestly was not expected. valet dropping their jaw seeing this car pull in. I will say, out of all of the cars here, this is most definitely the most comfortable. And it's sick. I know we're not in Italy, but this car is still very fitting being in France. It's got a cold start. Oh my goodness. The water looks straight out of a movie. This place is gorgeous. The water, it looks like the movies. No.
That's good.
But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little doubtful. It looks straight out of the movies.
Yeah.
It's insane. Are you gonna jump in?
I think it's a little bit too cold.
How cold do you? People are swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's go take a look at this view. Oh. It'd be fun to
Can you jump?
off the bridge?
No.
No.
Off the cliff from here very well.
Honestly, that would be a fun jump if it was deep enough. Yeah. I'm kind of upset about this trip now because I feel like it's going to ruin any future trip I decide to take. We've hit so many landmarks throughout Europe where it's like, what else is there to do in Europe? These cars idling, it's so funny. People either love it or you have a lady like that that is just walking around and covering her ears. Now this is an absolute dream bucket list come true. We are on our way to Monaco, but not just Monaco, we are gonna be driving on the F1 track. Now unfortunately F1 isn't for a couple of weeks to my knowledge, so we're not gonna be watching the race, but we still gotta go to the very place that the races take place, and then maybe one year I'll come back and actually watch the F1 races. This feels like a dream right now. I've dreamt of coming to this place for so long. Oh my. This whole trip just genuinely has me speechless. Oh, here we go. Thank you. No way. We're on the F1 track. We are on the F1 track right now. Let's do some laps. And there is the $100,000 bleachers, whatever it costs to participate at this event. Not participate, but to spectate. And we're 5 supercar deeps rolling on this. But here we are, central of downtown Monaco, in some, don't even know where I am. Right next to the pier where all of the yachts are. Then we have the whole, the whole view of Monaco. I can't even imagine how gorgeous every single one of these buildings' views are. Truly incredible. Pretty hot. I don't like Eurus, but that looks honestly pretty good. This reminds me of Italy, like the super small roads. I guess France is super tight too. This is gorgeous though. We're just climbing to the top of Monte Carlo Mountain. That's what I'm gonna call it. One of the most expensive cities on earth. Now, talk about a dream view. Holy shit.
50 bucks for the jump.
This is crazy.
I went up there and I
You can see all of the yachts.
I wouldn't go up there. I had to go to
We just made it through TSA, and unfortunately, this is our last day. Unfortunately, last day in France here. We're heading back to Germany. And today, we say goodbye to France. We're here the past 3 days, had an absolute blast, but today, we ship the cars back to Frankfurt, Germany. Enjoy first class.
Thanks.
Guten Morgen, heute baue ich meinen Auspuff. Now that's some very broken German for good morning. Today, we're building the exhaust for my 720. Now, if you guys have seen the previous videos on this trip, I flew halfway across the country. I am now in Germany at the Grail headquarters. The owner, Patrick, sitting right there behind us. today is gonna be guiding me through how to build my very first exhaust. Now, we've made it to one of the corners in their facility here. What are we starting off with?
With our CNC bending machine.
Okay.
So we will now bend the loud channels to your 720S exhaust. Right now, you will bend it.
I will bend it myself. Now this is really cool. They have so much fancy equipment here. All of this is telling us essentially how to bend this.
Yes. This program is telling the machine how to bend the pipe now.
So there's no real manual with this. It's very nice. You had to put all the input in. Essentially just fancy click of a button and it bends it perfectly.
It's a really expensive 5-axis CNC bending machine. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
But it will do the job for you. You have just to push some buttons, but it will look fancy.
It'll make it look nice for me, make it look proper. They had to put all the time and effort into actually designing it, inputting it, and spending the money obviously on all the equipment here, but I will be bending it myself.
So here you can see what the machine will do now. This is a simulation. It's quite easy since this is just a small part. You will just have one bend. So this will be just an easy job for the machine. But at least we can see what it will do now. So you can...
Oh, you're already starting?
Yeah.
Now this in front of us is the fancy 5-axis bending machine. Now, the only bending machines I've seen are the manual ones, which are really cool, a lot more affordable. I can't imagine how much money is spent on all the equipment here. But when you're doing large production, this stuff is kind of required and it's perfect every single time. So a few clicks of the button and this is gonna be the tubing we're using on my car. Is it ready?
It's ready, yes.
What do I need to do?
Just look, this is the simulation. That's what the machine is doing now. So you can see how it works.
Is that all it's doing? Very simple. The McLaren is very simple. If you've ever looked at one, if you guys have watched my rebuild episodes, the exhaust is pretty damn straightforward. You have a much more complex exhaust that you guys are having to build.
McLaren is really easy.
It's virtually a straight pipe. There's some small radiuses. You guys will see here in just a minute how minimal bending is required, but in just a few seconds here, I'm gonna click a few buttons and make this work.
You basically just have to push 2 buttons.
2 buttons?
I have done everything else for you already.
Okay, so what do I do?
You are activating the machine here.
I hit this.
Press this, yes.
This one?
Yeah, do it.
And it knows where to turn. It's so fancy. Now before I mess up a ton of material and have to restart, we're doing it on this practice material, see if I can properly get it welded, and then we can make our way onto the big exhaust. Now we're making our way over to the laser welder, which I believe they just picked up not too long ago. So this is their fancy laser welding machine. I'm sure this is a welder's heaven. For me, I have no idea really what I'm looking at, but this fancy gun I know cannot be cheap. Let's see if we can go ahead and laser weld this. I mean, it's welded.
One flame tune, gone.
We're gonna go ahead and get the rest of this welded up. We have a few more holes we have to get cut up for the muffler and the valve system to go in. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and sandblast it. But I have to find where he went here. Oh my goodness. Well, we now have the exhaust in the sandblasting cabinet. I look so goofy, but I'm gonna go through and sandblast it. I didn't like to sandblast it because it's a nice, clean, consistent finish. It won't rust, corrode. What's your exact reasoning?
Yeah,
That?
to conserve the exhaust.
Okay.
It, of course, it looks fancy,
Yeah.
but also it conserves it. Because now the welds are still have some, they caught some air, some O2 in it, so it will maybe start rusting after a while.
Okay.
So you have to clean the welds, and the best way to clean it is to blast ball blast.
And it's a glass bead that we're using. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get suited up. Unfortunately, I think the camera will get destroyed. I'll have Jake film through a little peephole. I'm sure after a minute it's gonna get so dusty you guys can't see. And then we'll show you that result. Now, after doing a horrendous job sandblasting, one of his employees is gonna do the finishing touches. I didn't want to touch the valves or anything like that, that could get damaged. So they're finishing that up while Patrick's gonna show us a little bit about the electronics here.
So, to your McLaren 720S exhaust, you will need our control module. The thing is, we are not using reusing the original actuators which are on the car because they can cause a rattle in the valves.
Okay.
So we are using even better our own motors, which are stronger. But for that, we need a control module. And when we now using these motors with our control module, we can also modify how the original valve is acting. So we won't give you just a cheap remote to open the valves. We will give you a full CAN bus system that you can control the valves over the original buttons or the drive modes in your car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you, what buttons control the valves?
The original. Yeah, the sport.
Mine doesn't have valves though.
Your car pretty sure has valves from the
Not right now.
Not right now, but factory-wise, it has valves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there should be cables.
Weird. Okay, I'll have to find those.
Yeah, pretty sure they have. Otherwise, we can fix that too.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
Perfect.
the only thing we are reusing from the original plugs is the energy.
Okay.
Voltage.
Yeah.
So we can, if you don't find the plugs, we can just grab voltage from any other
Anywhere.
source.
Yeah. Not an issue. Okay.
So what we're doing now is the software for the module was already programmed when we were on our lovely trip for the US, because the US software is differs from the EU software, because in the EU we have to close the valves in some specific ranges of
Yeah.
speed. In the US nobody cares. So we made an exclusive US software just for you, and you are now flashing this software to your own module, and then you put your own sticker to that module.
Is this your first time doing this for 720 in the US?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, it's the first one in the US.
So this is why you had the whole trip. You wanted to get us
Yeah.
out of here so you can get all this stuff ready. Get all
Just
the
that.
computer software stuff done,
yeah.
and then I
Needs
come back and
something.
oh, it's done.
Yeah, surprise, surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, so the only thing you have to do now, since the module is already plugged in.
This is the one that
flasher.
I'll be using.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the module, and that's our flasher. So the only thing you're doing now is double click on the software, and then it will transform it, flash the module here. Yeah?
Let's do some.
Yeah.
Okay. Double click.
Yeah. The flasher opens up, and then you push this button.
Just
here.
once?
Yeah, once.
It's in German, but I'm assuming says like flashing. Ah. Whoa. That's my valve?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
That's a test valve.
Okay. So you just make sure when you're flashing it, it's
Yeah.
actually
That actually works.
working. Yeah, I haven't. Where does that plugs into factory shit?
No. We will now get the wires together, and
And then
you
we
get
have a harness.
Yeah.
Because mine doesn't have valves on it. My exhaust.
Factory-wise, 100% sure.
But it's a factory exhaust.
Yours don't have valves.
No.
Maybe.
I promise you. I'm gonna pop up a clip of my exhaust. Here, I'll find it. Is this a hiccup? Because this is the stock performance exhaust. Yeah, no valves.
Okay, that's new.
That's not.
In the US, in the EU, there are no 720s without.
Yeah,
any
their
valves.
regulations for this stuff is astronomical. Everything I'm talking about the US, he's like, what? You can do that?
Yeah.
Because apparently all the systems, all the 720s here, they are all valved. Yeah,
This
this
system will be highly illegal in Europe.
Really?
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't have any
factory.
valves. Yeah, but it doesn't have any valves, so it will be too loud.
But
in
it's
some-
catted still.
Doesn't matter. It will
Really?
be too loud. Yeah. So
Yeah, I was always confused. I always thought they were catted, but I mean, this is literally the exact exhaust I put back on my car, and this is the factory McLaren Performance exhaust. $7,000 option, by the way. Ridiculous. When you can buy, how much is the 720 exhaust from you guys?
around 6 to 7.
So you get a way better exhaust. Well, we could just build a harness for it.
We have to.
Why leave in 24 hours?
No problem.
Really?
Yeah.
Or we just don't put valves on, but that kind of defeats the whole purpose of your company, kind of.
We can make a Remmy customized straight pipe version without any valves on it.
Actually, if I'm leaving late at night, it will be very nice where I don't piss off the neighbors.
Pretty
I
sure
also
you
don't
actually
care.
don't care.
I
so-
don't care.
Yeah, so.
But I do feel bad, but I don't care. Now, after getting all of the electronics figured out, we have 3 or 4 different options to work. I believe that the stock harness actually has the plugs for the valves. So I have that harness. I have tons of different harnesses, so whatever needs to happen, we have a harness to make it work. But now we can go ahead and go to their packing facility and get this exhaust system shipped out, so by the time I get home, it should be there any day. And we've now made it to their second facility. This is their shipping facility, as they have outgrown their old one. So now I have a whole facility just meant for fulfillment. So let's go ahead, get this unseat belted, bring it inside, get it packaged up, and also show you guys the down pipes that are already made in a box, but we're gonna go ahead, crack those open, give you guys a quick sneak peek, and then get this exhaust system shipped over to the States. It's a little hectic around here as Patrick has been with us out of the country for the past week and a half or so. So today he's also trying to help me out with this, but also make sure that everything in-house is going according to plan. This place is crazy. Now, before we get the cat back package up, right on the shelf here, I already looked the first day we were here. We have a couple 720S downpipes right there. Ooh, these look much nicer than factory.
Yes, and more high flow since they don't have.
They don't have any cats, yes. And it's gonna sound way better. The cats on the stock ones, they're so massive.
You know what else is massive?
Yeah. Huh.
Quite.
There's no way. Oh, just out of the pocket. Yeah. That's kind of sick.
Yeah, it is. I made that for mine because I like the style. It looks good on the car. It's Cera coated.
What, are those black?
No.
These are all just this color?
We only have bronze in stock.
Yeah,
but
that's
we can
perfect.
Paint them black for you if you want to.
I can always change if I want.
Yes, we can.
But they're gonna go ahead and get this packaged up, and we'll meet this back home in the States in a couple weeks. All right, I am quite impatient. We joked around. Jake's bringing some stuff over for a buddy. Regardless, we talked about bringing it through the airport, kind of jokingly. I'm extraordinarily impatient. I want to put this on the second I get home. So I think we're gonna go ahead, head back to the old shop, button up the electronics, pack this up, and take this through the airport with me and bring it home. I think this will fit under the seat.
Yeah, of course.
it'll sit on my lap.
Luggage. We should maybe write laptop on the side.
Laptop. It's so incredibly expensive to ship products from Germany to the States. They're not quite there yet. They're getting another facility. They're gonna ship bulk product there. To ship this, it's $600, you said?
Yeah, 600 euro.
Euro, even more, $700 US. It would honestly be almost cheaper to buy a plane ticket for this and put a seatbelt on it and right next to me. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and package this up and take it through the airport and customs with me. Package secured. You're not gonna eat it? I take a bite, you take a bite.
You said that you can handle spicy food.
I do like spicy food.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's not even really spicy.
Content?
Good boy.
Oh,
Good boy.
no.
Come on. Come on. You know, I can tell you.
You what?
They banned this from the stores. Normally we had to give it back. They banned it because it's so bad.
Water! Well, I feel so nasty, girl.
Bye-bye.
And here we go. It is now the next morning, and sadly, our last day here in Europe. We just had a quick bite to eat because we have about a 15-hour travel day in front of us. I gotta say goodbye to Anil today. But I think we're gonna see him like 3 times before the end of the year.
Probably.
Monterey, Sima, and Essen. Which more of that to come, but we're coming back to Germany at the end of this year, which is gonna be insane. This was an absolute dream trip. I couldn't have asked for a better little mini vacation, if you wanna call it, but I am very excited to get back home, to get back to work, get my own cars finished and whatnot. But the past 2 weeks have been amazing, and it's gonna be quite interesting getting home because, like you guys saw, we have my exhaust sitting in the back seat there, and we're gonna be carrying it through the airport, and hopefully we can get it through. We have no idea. I'm literally just showing up with this exhaust saying, I need to get it back to the States. If this works, this is a money hack slash glitch. $700 to ship it? Nah. Check the bag for 50 bucks or maybe even 100 bucks. And I don't have to wait 2 weeks. Thinking a little bit more about this, I'm gonna put the wires in my backpack because
I want to go home.
It's a really bad look if they were to do a bag inspection and the first thing they see when they open it up is a ton of red wires, fuses.
If they ask you questions, what are these for? And they're in my bag, I'm like, oh, they're for his exhaust.
They're for my buddy's exhaust. Wires for an exhaust? No, I swear.
But if it's in your bag, you have the receipt for the exhaust. So
Yeah, I don't want Jake to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail, but it's probably smarter to put it in my backpack. 100 bucks versus, you think, 600 or 700 euro?
That's at 300, yeah.
No, to ship this. Like,
Oh,
without
yeah.
taking it.
No more, like 700, 800.
That's insane.
Do you want to kiss it goodbye? Or?
I'll see you back home. 8 hours, 25 minutes. It's a 3-hour layover. It's an 8-hour flight. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Here we go, 10 whole hours later, we have landed in Seattle. Frankfurt, we're waiting for the exhaust to hopefully pop out here any second here. We're quite exhausted, but no way. That's so funny, let's grab a cart here. So close to being home, another 45-minute flight here. That'll conclude our 14-ish hour travel day. Now the girl should be outside. Let's head on home. It feels so good to be back. And we have made it back home. As weird as it is to say, as much fun as we had in Europe, it sure is nice being back home, getting back to my regular schedule. But here we go, my Grail exhaust, all the way from Europe, has landed in the United States. And truthfully, I was a little bit surprised I was able to bring this onto the plane. Now, it would have been free. I did have to pay 100 euros, which I don't even know what that is in the US, but this was 3 kilograms over the checked bag weight. So $100 was the fee for being overweight. It beats the $900 almost euro to ship it. It would have taken 2 weeks, and instead we paid $100, got it same day. Now up next, in order to actually install this exhaust, we have to go pick up the McLaren. When I left for Europe, I had my good friend John take my truck and trailer all the way down to California, drop it off to get all of the carbon tub damage fixed. So now we need to head all the way to California, 30 hours total, 15 hours-ish, 16 hours there, 16 hours back, and then we can go ahead and get the system installed. Now, if you guys are on the market for an exhaust for one of your cars, they don't only do exotics, they do every type of car out there. Make sure to check them out. I'll have their links down in this video. Their exhaust systems are top-notch quality. By now, you guys know, I only like dealing with the highest end parts possible, and Grail is gonna be your best solution for all your exhaust needs. And we desperately need this from the McLaren because it sounds like a Dyson vacuum right now. I've never heard a car sound so pathetic from factory, and it has the $7,000 sport exhaust on it. It doesn't do much for the car, so next video, or in 2 videos, we're gonna go ahead and get this installed. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to subscribe and drop a comment. What was your favorite sounding car that we took all across Europe? The GT3 RS, 992 GT3 RS, the 812 Superfast, or the SVJ? In my opinion, I think the GT3 RS took it. But now let's see how this sounds on mine. But I'll see you guys in the next one.